Hello cookies, and welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Denny. Today we're going to make pie crust, homemade pie crust. Simple, easy. I'm going to show you how to do it. This will be something you can freeze for later. So whenever you're ready to make a peach cobbler perhaps, or maybe a chicken pot pie, or a cherry pie, or even a quiche, you'll have your pie crust on hand in your freezer. So come on, let's make pie crust. All right, so here we are. We've got our food processor, and then we have our ingredients for the pie crust. So it's 2.5 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 8 tablespoons of vegetable shortening, so we're going to use butter Crisco, and 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and then we're going to add some water, so about 6 to 8 tablespoons of ice water. Okay, so first we're going to start with our flour. So we're going to go ahead and put our 2 cups in our food processor. So this is 2 cups. I got everything prepared for you so we could maybe save some time. And then the 1/2 cup, so it's 2.5 cups of flour. Okay. And then we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of white sugar. That in there. Everyone knows how I love sugar. And then we have a teaspoon of salt, just regular old salt. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and process that. So we're just going to pulse it. So basically just mixing that up so all the ingredients are thoroughly mixed. Your sugar, your flour, and your salt, right? Okay? That's easy enough, right? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get our chilled shortening out of the freezer. Here is our chilled Crisco, butter flavored Crisco. Is chilled, and I cut it already up in little pieces. So we're gonna go ahead and just scatter that over the top. Okay, I try not to touch it too much because my little warm fingers makes it warm, and we need this to be chilled. So got that going, and so then we're gonna go ahead and process that in. And we're gonna do that for about 10 seconds. I hope you can see this. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna kind of pulse that until it's the consistency of a coarse sand. So I'll show you what that looks like. So you do this about 10 seconds. Okay. And you don't want to. It's important not to do it too much because it's all about texture with crust. All right, so let me show you how that's looking. Okay, so looks pretty good, right? Now we're gonna go ahead and put in our unsalted butter. Let me get that out there. So here we have our unsalted butter, all cut up in small pieces. That's what you need to do, and put that in your freezer because you want this all to be cold. Temperature is most important. So you're gonna go ahead and scatter that. No, you're not supposed to dump that in the sink like I did. But anyway, you want to go ahead and scatter that all over the top. All right. And go ahead and put the top on that. And you're going to go ahead and process that. All right. Okay. And we want that to resemble like coarse crumbs. Now you don't want to mix it too much, guys, because that is the whole deal. If you over mix it, you're going to have trouble on your hands. Okay, so see how it's kind of sticking together? I'm real rough on this thing, obviously. But, okay, like that. So it looks perfect. Let me show you what perfect looks like. Okay. So see how it's kind of clumping up? That's the consistency you want, where it's kind of clumpy. Okay, that's perfect. All right, Our next process is to put it in our little silver bowl and add our water, okay? Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and put that in our silver bowl. And you wanna get this out. This is your blade. Don't need that. All right, so now we're gonna go and put our ice water in. So you see, my ice water has been sitting here with its big chunk of ice cube in it, right? You want this to be very, very cold. Okay, so we're gonna start with 6 tablespoons. I usually start with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And you get you a nice firm spatula, and you kind of just move that around. Because what we're trying to do now is to get it to bond, get it to stick, so it'll look like pie crust. Okay. So kind of mush it together so it'll hold. Okay. All right. So just keep mixing it till you get it to do what you want it to do. You're the boss of this crust. This crust is not the boss of you. All right? So I feel like we could use some more. So we'll go ahead and add 1, 2, 3. All right? 3 more tablespoons. Like I said, you're kind of mushing it together so it will form a ball of crust. See how it's starting to come together a bit? Okay. Looks good. Okay. This is going to give you your wonderful, flaky pie crust. So now, from here, we can go ahead and use our fingers to create a ball. All right, but you don't want to use your fingers too much, like I said, because our hands are warm. And our warm hands will warm up that shortening and butter. And that is no bueno, no good. All right, so that's what we have. Our homemade pie crust. All right. Looks good, right? It's gotta be good, buttery, and all the 9. Okay, so next we're gonna break it into 2 pieces and wrap them and freeze them. So we take our dough that we put in a ball and we just mash it, split it down the middle to make 2 pieces because we need a top and a bottom, right? So split that up, 2 pieces, all right? Make 1 ball, put that in the middle of your saran wrap, mash it down, circular, and cover that. All right. Nothing could be simpler, right? Okay, and kind of want that in a nice disc. See that? Amazing. Right, so we'll do that one more again. Plastic wrap. The other half. Get all that off your spatula. That's all good stuff. Make it a ball. Right? Smack dab in the middle. Mush it down a bit because we want a disc. Alright, cover that. Doesn't have to be pretty. This has to be right. Okay? Make that into a disc. All right, those are ready to go into the freezer. Your pie crust is. Now you could wrap them in foil if you know you're going to keep it for about a month or so, because it'll last about 2 to 3 months in the freezer. And you'll just make them and have them ready for you whenever you're ready to make something that needs pie crust, especially a peach cobbler. Yes. All right, so that is your basic pie crust recipe. You see how simple and easy it was to make, especially if you have a food processor. You can use that basic crust for anything pie crust related. Your pot pie, your quiche, your peach cobbler, blueberry cobbler, all kind of anything that has crust. That's your basic pie crust. So it's nice to have that available to yourself in your freezer. It lasts at least 3 months or more. I've had mine for longer, but not a year or anything like that. But I've had it longer in the freezer, and I take it out and you only let it get kind of room temperature. You don't let it get totally defrosted. Get it a little room temperature, and then enough where you can go ahead and roll it out. So next thing we're going to do is obviously is a peach cobbler, because we already got our crust. So just stay tuned, cookies. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I want you to remember that it's always delicious when you're cooking with Denny. Thanks for joining me. Bye.